operationalizing the program, I had two things under that: handling the backlog and quick wins. I do want you to go into quick wins that make the most sense for a new program. But before we get there, handling the backlog. So let's assume I have requests that are 9-month kind of backlog. Do you essentially put a stake in the ground and say, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take all of these requests back through governance? Or
Yeah.
You would? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And you've got to, essentially set aside the economics to support the request and say, look, we're going to dedicate, and this is a number I quite often advocate, 60% of the centrally funded data analysts resources will be assigned to things that we decide as a governance structure, top down. These are important initiatives, departments, projects that we're going to support from the top down. Then I'm going to carve out 40% of my team to handle opportunities that pop up that we didn't foresee from the top down as a governance body. So I'm a strong advocate of that 60-40 split, and essentially keeping those two teams almost separate. Because if you try to split a person 60-40 towards what amounts to compulsory measures and new opportunities, they always get overtaken by the compulsory measures.
And we all do it. We all sit there and go,
we all do it.
60% of your time over here, 40%. And you know what happens is whichever one they like the most, that gets 100% of their time.
Yep. So I'm an advocate of creating two teams within the analytics department. One is focused on what amounts to the automation of and the hands-free completion of top-down compulsory measures and things that the board's interested in. And then 40% of the team is dedicated to opportunities that are going to pop up from the grassroots.
So to reinforce the value of this program, we need some quick wins. What are some places you've seen quick wins, quick being defined as within the first 3 to 6 months?
Oh gosh, there's the usual suspects of clinical and financial value that we see all the time in orthopedics, cost control, unnecessary and sort of low value care, sepsis, CAUTI, CLAPSI. And it's usually pretty easy to rally people around those kinds of things. So those are some off the top of my head, Bill. What I also try to do is take care of kind of a bright and shiny object in the quick win. So there's the commodity kind of analytics around cost and quality that, there's roughly 10 to 15 things that make up 80% of the opportunity in healthcare. So take care of those things. But the other side is you've got to give people something kind of cool and interesting that keeps them attracted to the data digital strategy. So I would look around for a researcher or maybe an opportunity even in finance, right? We've got a predictive model that helps identify propensity to pay and get patients lined up with better financial arrangements ahead of time before they get into trouble, for example. And those bright and shiny objects are important. They have to have real value, but they also have to show sort of the value of what you could do more broadly. So taking care of the commodity stuff is important, but you also have to have a little bit of a marketing and a bright and shiny project or two that keeps people motivated.